Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. Today in 9th standard mathematics we are going to discuss chapter 4 of algebra. Chapter name is ratio and proportion. So in ratio and proportion chapter 4 we are going to discuss the topic comparison of ratios. In comparison of ratios, so here A, B, C, D are being positive numbers and we have to compare the ratios A by B and C by D. Compare means we have to check whether they are greater than A by B is greater than or less than C by D, or A by B and C by D are equal ratios. So we have to compare between two ratios. So for comparing the ratio we will cross multiply the numbers in this ratio. We will cross multiply A into D and B into C. If AD, we multiply AD, multiply A into D, that is AD, A into D and B into C, cross multiply. We multiply B with C and A with the D. So we will get a AD and BC. So if AD is the number AD is greater than BC, that is, we will write it here. The first condition, AD is greater than the first condition is that if AD is greater than BC, then A by B is greater than C by D. So the first ratio will be greater than the second one. If AD is greater than BC, then A by B, the first ratio is greater than the second one, that is C by D. The second case is AD is less than BC. If AD is less than BC, then A by B will be less than C by D. That is, if AD is less than BC, then the first ratio is lesser than CD, and the third condition is AD equal to BC. If AD is equal to BC, then A by B will be equal to C by D. So these are the three conditions. That is, either when we find the cross multiply and find the product, and if AD is greater than BC, then A by B is greater than CD. If AD is less than BC, then A by B is also less than CD. If AD equals BC, then AB is equal to BC. So we are going with an example. Here two ratios are given, 4 by 9 and 7 by 8. So we have to find the we have to compare between the ratios. Means we have to check which ratio is greater or lesser than in between them. So for that we will cross multiply 4 with 8 and 9 with 7. That is 4 into 8. 4 into 8 is 32 and 9 into 7. 9 into 7 is 63. So now it is clear that 4 into 8 is 32. That is, 4 into 8 is our AD and 9 into 7 is our BC. So we get that AD is 32. AD is 32 and BC 63. So now it is clear that here AD is less than BC. That means A by B is less than C by D. C by D, you can see the condition here. So A by B is less than CD. C by D means 4 by 9. First ratio A by B is here 4 by 9 is less than 7 by 8. So the first ratio is lesser than the second one. Hence solved. We are going with the second problem. This also we have to compare between root 5 by 3 and 3 by root 7. So for comparing this ratio, the one the root numbers are in root 5 and root 7 are there. So how we will compare between whole numbers and or integers? How we will compare between integers and this irrational numbers? Not irrational. Here the numbers are inside the root. That is root of 5 and root of 7 and 3. 3 is integer. So how we will compare between them? So for that we have to convert this 3 also to like root 5 and root 7. We have to convert 3 also in the root form. So root of 5 by 3, here 3 can be written as 3 is equal to root of 9. Root of 9 we know that it is 3, so we can write in the place of 3 root 5 by root 9. Since root 9 is 3, we can write root 5 by root 9 instead of 3. And the same way in the second one, 3 by root 7, I can write this 3 as root 9 again and divided by root 7. So now we got two ratios which are like similar digits of the root inside the root, root 9, root 5 and root 7. So now we can cross multiply between them. So how we will cross multiply? We will multiply root 5 into root 7. So it will be root of, since it is multiplication, we can take the two numbers to inside the root, that is root of 5 into 7, that is root of 35, and the second product is root, that is CD. So what is CD here? Root 9 and root 9 into root 9, root 9 into root 9. So it will be root of 9 into 9, that is root of 81. So root 35 and root 81. So we can clearly say that root of 81 will be the higher digit when we find the root than root 35. So root 35 is less than root of 81. That means AD less than BC. So that implies A by B is less than C by D. That means the root of 5 by 3 less than 3 by root 7. So we have proved that the first ratio, that is root 5 by 3 is less than 3 by root 7. We are going to the next problem. So this is the practice set question number 1. Using the property A by B is equal to AK by BK, fill in the blanks substituting proper numbers in the following. So we have to fill in the blanks using proper numbers, and also a property is also given. We have to use this property in this problem. So this is our problem. 5 by 7 is equal to, we have to find the number here, divided by 28 is equal to 35 by another number, the unknown number we have to find is equal to another dash divided by 3.5. So we have to fill all the three blanks, and also a property is given. Property A by B is equal to A into K divided by B into K. So here in the numerator and denominator, they are multiplied with a constant number represented by K. So in denominator and numerator, it is multiplied with a common number, constant, it is constant. So we have to find that number. We have to find that number to fill this blank spaces in the problem. So we can first go with the first ratio, that is 5 by 7 is equal to dash divided by 28. So this is our first ratio, 5 by 7 is equal to dash divided by 28. So we have to find the number at the numerator here. So also we can use this property here, that is A by B is equal to A into K. So here it will be a product of two numbers here, and here also a product of two numbers, B into K. So here we know that A is 5 and B is 7. So here B into K. So here B, we know that B is 7. So we can write it. So we can numerator is A into K. So here we know that our A is 5. So we can write that 5 into some unknown number divided by B into K. B into K. So B, we know that B is 7, and K we can find out here, that is So b into k is 28 and b is 7. So how we will find k? So we have to divide 7 with we have to divide 28 with 7, so it will be 4. So k will be 4 here. That is, when we take the product of 7 into 4, we will get 28. Like b into k, we will get 28 when we multiply 7 with 4. So our k is here 4. So we have to multiply in the numerator also with 4. So 5 into 4. So 5 into 4. So our blank space will be 20. 5 into 4 is 20. So 20 by 28. So 28 is the first blank. So we will now go with the second space, that is 35 by an unknown number. So we have to find the blank, fill the blank here. 5 by 7 is equal to 35 divided by an unknown number. We have to fill this space. So again we can use this property, a by b is equal to ak by bk. So our a is here 5 and a into k, we know that a into k is 35 here. So and a is 5. So we can find k by dividing 35 by 5. So it is 7. K will be 7. That is, when we multiply 5 with 7, then only we will get 35 as the answer. So our k will be here. The constant number with which we multiply the numerator and denominator is 7 in this case. So 5 by 7. So here our b is 7. So bk will be 7 into 7. Since we have found k as 7, so our denominator will be bk will be 7 into 7. So 5 into 7 35 by 7 into 7 49. So our second blank is 49. Now we will go with the third blank space. So we can write the question here. 5 by 7 is equal to dash divided by 3.5. 3.5. So here our a is 5. 5 into some unknown number divided by b is 7. So to find k in this case, k in this case, our bk we know it is 3.5 and b is 7. So we will divide bk with b so that we get the k. So our bk is 3.5. You can see it is 3.5. So 3.5 divided by our b 7. B is 7. So 3.5 divided by 7. So when we divide 35 by 7, we get the answer as 5. So what if we divide 3.5 with 7? It will be one digit to the decimal place. That is, it will be 0.5. 0.5 will be answer. Since it is 3.5 divided by 7 will be 0.5. Since 35 divided by 7 is 5. So when we divide 3.5 with 7, one digit to the decimal place. So it will be 0.5 will be the k answer or the value of k. So we will have to multiply the denominator with the 3.5 to get. So have to multiply numerator and denominator with a 0.5. So 5 into 0.5 is 2.5 and 7 into 0.5 is 3.5. So we have filled the third blank space. So these are the answers, 20, 49 and 2.5. So we have solved the first problem. So it is a word problem. This is the next question, second question of the practice set. We have to compare the ratio, find the ratios of the circumference of circle with the radius r to its area. So we have to compare the circumference of a circle with radius r. So its radius is r. We have to compare the circumference of circle to its area. So we have to compare between circumference and area of a circle having radius r. So we will write the steps. So our first step is given that circumference of the circle. So the circumference of the circle, you know that it is the formula is 2 pi r. 2 pi r is the formula to find the circumference of a circle. 2 pi r. Now we will write the second step. we have to compare the circumference and area. So we will write area of the circle. So the next step is area of the circle. You know the formula of to find the area of the circle. We are having the radius r. It is pi r square. So now we have to compare circumference with the area. So the third step is ratio of the circumference and area. That means we have to just find the ratio, that is 2 pi r divided by pi r square. So you can see the common factor is pi and also r is common, so we will cut that r and 1 r from the denominator. So what is remaining? 2 by r. So 2 by r is the fraction of the ratio of circumference and area. So ratio will be 2:r will be the ratio. 2:r is the solution. So now we are moving with the next problem. So here, if a and b are integers and a is less than b and b is greater than 1, a is less than b and b is greater than 1, then compare a minus 1 by b minus 1 and a plus 1 divided by b plus 1. So we have to compare two ratio. In this, a is less than b and b is greater than 1. So since it is given condition that a is less than b, a is less than b, so we can write this as a minus 1 will also be less than b minus 1. So we subtracted 1 from both sides of this inequality, that is, if a less than b, then a minus 1 less than b minus 1. So how I why did I take this a minus 1? Since we have to compare between the ratio a minus 1 and b minus 1. So now let us consider the subtraction of these two ratios, that is a minus 1 divided by b minus 1 minus a plus 1 divided by b plus 1. So we are subtracting the two ratios. So how we will find the value of this? Since they are fractions, we will have to do the cross multiplication method. So we will multiply a minus 1 into b plus 1 and a b minus 1 into a plus 1. Okay, I am continuing the subtraction here. A minus 1 into b plus 1 minus a plus 1 into b minus 1 whole divided by b minus 1 into b plus 1. So the next step is to open all these brackets. So we will have to multiply each terms of the first bracket with those of the terms here. So we can open, that is, first we will multiply all the terms in this bracket with each of the terms inside this second bracket. So it will be a into b and a into 1. So a into b is ab, a into 1 is plus a, and minus 1 into b is minus b, and minus 1 into minus 1 is minus 1. So minus 1 into b, minus b, and minus 1 into 1, minus 1, and negative of inside a square bracket, since negative is for all the terms inside this bracket, product of all the terms inside this bracket. So we are putting a bracket, square bracket here, and a into b is ab, a into minus 1 is minus a, 1 into b is plus b, 1 into minus 1 is minus 1 whole divided by b minus 1 into b plus 1. So it will be b square minus 1 square. Now we can open this bracket. Since here is minus sign is there, we can multiply this negative with all the numbers inside the bracket. So the next step will be ab plus a minus b minus 1 minus ab minus into minus 8 will be plus a minus b plus 1 divided by b square minus 1. So we are going to the next step. So now we can do the calculation here. Since we have opened all the bracket, so we can calculate all the like terms. That means we can add or subtract between like algebraic terms. So here AB is there and we can find another AB term. So here it is plus AB minus AB. So AB minus AB, it will be 0. So the AB term will be cancelled here. So the AB and minus AB cancelled here, and A plus A, so it will be 2A. So we are going to the next step, 2A, and what else remains here? Minus B, and also you can see another minus B. So minus B, it will be minus 2B, and then what remains here? Minus 1 and plus 1, so it will be cancelled. Minus 1 and plus 1, it will be cancelled. So all the terms on the numerator have been solved. So and now the denominator, b square minus 1. So now you can see 2 is common in the denominator, so we can write it as 2 into a minus b divided by b square minus 1. So we call this equation as 1. Now we know that we have considered that it is given that a is less than b, so a minus 1 is less than b minus 1. So we can write it as a is less than b. So when we take this b to this side, that is a minus b will be less than 0, since a is less than b. So a is a smaller number than b, so when we subtract b from a, it will be a negative number. Since a is less than b, a minus b will be less than 0. So here it will be a minus b less than 0 means, so in this solution that we have found and marked as 1, a minus b is less than 0. That means less than 0 means it will be a negative number. So here numerator will be negative, and also b square minus 1. It is given that b is greater than 1. So we can write that b is greater than 1. So our b square minus 1 will be also greater than, b square minus 1 will be greater than 0, since b is greater than 1. So the denominator will be greater than 1, that means greater than 0. B square minus 1 greater than 0 means in this ratio b square minus 1, denominator is a positive number and numerator is a negative number. Since a minus b is less than 0, less than 0 means negative number, so the numerator will be a negative and the denominator is positive. So this fraction will be, the answer of this solution of this fraction will be negative number, that is 2 into a minus b divided by b square minus 1 is less than 0. So I am writing this term here. So this term will be greater than, this term will be less than 0, since the numerator is a negative number. Since a minus b is less than 0 means less than 0 negative number, so it will be a product of 2 into a negative number, it will be a negative number and the denominator is positive. We have found that b square minus 1 is greater than 0, so the fraction will be less than 0. Since negative divided by positive, the answer will be negative. So this answer we have found here is less than 0. So how we get this answer? When we subtracted these two ratios, that is a minus 1 divided by b minus 1 minus a plus 1 b plus 1. So we will write that. So we got this solution when we subtracted these two terms. So a minus 1 b minus 1 minus a plus 1 divided by b plus 1 is less than 0. So now I am taking this second term, that is minus a plus 1 divided by b plus 1 to this side of this inequality. So here is an inequality, so I am taking this time to this side, so it is a negative term here. So when I am taking this term to the other side, it will become positive, that is a minus 1 divided by b minus 1 less than a plus 1 divided by b plus 1. I took the ratio to this side, so it become negative term become positive. So hence we have proved the ratio, that a minus 1 divided by b minus 1 is less than a plus 1 divided by b plus 1. So we have compared between the two ratios as how it was asked in the question. We have to compare between two ratios. So I have proved that the first one is less than the second one. We are going with the next problem. A is to b is equal to 2 is to 1 and b is to c is equal to 4 is to 1. Then find the value of a raised to 4 divided by 32b square into c square whole cube. So we have to find value of this ratio. Value means we have to find this in digits, and also the ratios of a is to b and b is to c is given. So using this two ratio, we have to find the value of this algebraic term. So a is to b is equal to 2 is to 1 means a by b, this ratio can be written as a by b is equal to 2 by 1. Also b is to c is equal to 4 is to 1 can be written as b by c is equal to 4 by 1. So we have found the values of two ratio, a by b and b by c, 2 by 1 and 4 by 1. So now I can cross multiply here. So it will be, when cross multiplying, it will be a into 1 is a and b into 2 is 2b, and here it will be b into 1 is b and c into 4 is 4c. Now I am going to put the value of b in the place of equation of a. That is, in the place of b I am going to substitute 4c. That is, a is equal to 2 into 4c, that is 8c. So a is equal to 8c. So we have found the value of a and b in terms of c. That is, a is equal to 8c and b is equal to 4c. So now what I am going to do, I am going to put the values of a and b in terms of c into this equation. So our two values are a is equal to 8c and b is equal to 4c, and the equation is a raised to 4 divided by 32b square c square whole cube. We have to find the value of this algebraic expression. So I am going to put in place of a 8c and in place of b 4c. So the answer of this will be a 8c whole raised to 4 divided by 32 into, in place of b 4c I am going to put 4c whole square into c square whole divided by whole cube. So now I am going to open all the bracket inside. So 8 raised to 4. So 8 raised to 4, I am going to write this 8 raised to 4 as 8 into 8 into 8 into 8 into c raised to 4 whole divided by 32 into 4 square is 16 into c square into another c square whole cube. Now which all terms we can cancel here? C raised to 4, and here in the denominator c square and another c square is there. So we can cancel this c raised to 4, c square and c square. So the c terms all are cancelled. Now only digits are remaining in the numerator and also in the denominator. So we can find the value of this algebraic term. So what else remaining? 8 in the numerator and 32. So we can cancel it. So 8 and 32, it will be 4, and again 8 and 16, 2 will be remaining, and now 4 and 8, 2 will be remaining. These 2 and 2 get cancelled, and now all the terms in the denominator are cancelled. All the terms are cancelled, and 1 8 remains. 1 8 remains in the numerator, and all the other terms have been cancelled. So 8 whole cube. So 8 cube is the solution of this problem. So 8 cube is 512. So 512 is the value of this algebraic term.